Hello, hello. We hope you are doing well, staying safe, and remaining healthy. Roman and I are coming at you live today via Zoom, being that we're social distancing and all. I'm going to dive right in and let you know what this video is all about. In our last video, we briefly touched upon mortgage forbearance, and we got bombarded with phone calls, emails, texts, messages, asking us to dive a little deeper into this subject. It seemed to be a very, very important subject for many people. Now, we all know that the government stepped in and had good intentions with this program. And a lot of people dove right into it head first without fully understanding the implications that may occur down the road. Now, as real estate professionals, Roman and I are always available to answer any questions and provide any value that we can to our clients, friends, and community. However, this topic is so important that we figured we'd bring in a mortgage professional on board with us today to bring an in-depth look of the mortgage forbearance.
Hello, everyone. My name is Roman, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you our friend, Ruslan Kushnir, who is a mortgage broker and licensed in New York, New Jersey, and Florida, and who has an experience of over 20 years, who's going to give us more information about forbearance.
And before I begin, I want to thank you guys, and from the bottom of my heart, for what you do, for not only investing your own money, but also creating a movement with other people catching up and contributing and donating funds into the acquisition of a masking PPE product to deliver to those that are frontliners and who's and also being exposed to this virus directly by stepping up close to where the ground zero is for the virus. Thank you on that. So let me also reiterate a little bit on the type of phone calls I get every day, and those are really two topics. Is a rate really zero? No, it is not zero, and we will have a little bit in-depth discussion about it in our next segment, a little bit in the future. But we all believe that forbearance needs to be discussed and explained, and I am more than happy to go ahead with it.
First and foremost, let's start with a clear explanation in layman terms of what mortgage forbearance is.
The government has created the CARES Act to assist homeowners whose income may have been adversely impacted by the coronavirus. One of the components of this act is the possibility of mortgage forbearance. Mortgage forbearance is often misinterpreted. Many people are mistakenly thinking that forbearance equals forgiveness. It does not. This is truly intended to temporarily relieve those who need it the most. Forbearance means that the payment is suspended for a short period of time, initially after 6 months, but will need to be caught up when the forbearance period is over. To give you an example or analogy, maybe not a best analogy, but I find it the most easy to understand. Imagine, when you buy something from a furniture store. No payments for 3 months they offer. You still pay for the furniture. The payment are just deferred. So that's exactly what forbearance is. You are not paying for something that you're obligated to pay, with option to repay it later down the road. So that's what it is. It is not forgiveness. It is only a deferment, and you're still due to pay it. In what shape or form? It really up to your current lender, your current servicer, because there is no set rules. Each and everyone interpret it differently. Some of them, just postpone it for the next 3 months, and then the entire amount becomes due in a lump sum in one payment. So imagine you apply for forbearance and you agree to terms, and comes 91st day. So you're on a hook for 3 months that you deferred, plus the month that is due, that currently due. Imagine it could become a burden for somebody whose servicer or whose lender decided to interpret forbearance this way. Just think about it before you apply. But by all means, if you are directly affected by coronavirus, of course, go ahead and exercise this right. Just please keep in mind, in one way or another, you will be subject to repaying this money back. This is not a forgiveness.
Here's my situation, and I heard exactly what you just said, and I heard it directly from my bank. Both Roman and I, being that we're realtors, we're currently not making any money. There are hardly any closings happening throughout the entire U.S. So here's what happened. I called my bank and I asked them, what the process was for mortgage forbearance, and they came back and said, well, yeah, great. We can set you up on a 3-month plan where for the next 3 months, you're not going to be making any payments. And initially that sounded fabulous because, right now with no money coming in, if I can not pay my mortgage for the next 2, 3, 4 months, that would be awesome. I said, well, but when does the forbearance end in your situation? And they said, well, here's the thing. On month 4, we want the entire payment of the past 3 months and plus the current month. So I don't see how that really helps my situation and many others, I'm sure, who have the same type of scenario with their lender. If I don't have money today, tomorrow, or the day after, how am I going to have it in 4 months?
You're a perfect example of what I just mentioned. It's not forgiven. You're just delaying it. Yes, I get it. I understand. Maybe in a situation similar to yours, or maybe even yours, taking a small vacation, small holiday of mortgage payment, put you at ease, or maybe at least you don't have to wake up in the middle of the night thinking, how am I going to come up with the next payment? But again, it's not perfect, and you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to pay the full amount in one lump sum plus the current month, whichever you decided to come out of this forbearance, or whenever it ends.
So there are other banks that obviously have different types of programs where they can tack it onto the end of the mortgage or give you a breakdown of those payments into a monthly payment down the road.
We'll have to repay it, whether it's included into the loan, or maybe recasted for the duration remaining time of the loan, or whichever it is, whichever the options that a lender or servicer believes that it's best for it to exercise, you will still pay it back in one way or the other. Let me go going a little bit deeper into the situation. Let's say one of the lenders, not yours, just unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, it looks like that we're going to remain in a low interest rate environment for quite some time. And there's going to be a lot of refinance opportunities, The economy will come out of this. Economy will regain strength. People will gain their jobs back, even some better jobs, or same jobs, doesn't matter. But a lot of people will be eligible to refinance and save a lot of money in monthly payments, or maybe shorten the terms of their current mortgage, saving money monthly, or maybe interest on duration of the loan, etc. There are many examples and many benefits in refinancing current mortgages in a situation where interest rate is low. You refinance this loan, whatever the unpaid principal or unpaid those payments that you put in forbearance will become due, and you'll still pay in this form, for instance, or just like Jesse explained just a minute ago. It's due when it's over. That's where we are. That's the environment we are in right now. So you asked my opinion. There's absolutely no financial benefits by exercising forbearance, as you will either have to pay a lump sum, modify your loan, or owe the balance when you refinance or sell your house. That's my opinion, and that's exactly what forbearance is. Not a forgiveness. It's just a small holiday from payments. That's it.
As I understand, this was signed in as a law, so I didn't do anything. Okay, I didn't make my payment. I didn't call my bank. So the question to you is, will it affect my credit? Because I already missed one payment, and will I be charged like a late payment fee, or will that ruin my credit, or affect my credit rather?
One thing I know for a fact, when we're done with this video, please, if this is your situation, please go ahead and call your bank and credit cards and the car lease or finance, or whatever financial obligations that you have, and inform them that you would like to exercise the right for forbearance if this is something that you want to do. But no matter the outcome, never stay silent. Never go and hide out. Address the what's the word? I want to put it nicely, but let's go the way there's the hardship. Address it as it comes up. Don't let it pile up and become even a larger issue. There is nothing automatic. You need to contact your bank, your servicer, your credit card, your car lease or finance, even student loans. You need to contact them and let them know that you're having a hardship and you'd like to apply for forbearance. No, nothing is automatic. Whether or not you'll be, I don't see how you're going to be, or somebody will be charged late fees or even report a late payment, although it's not set in stone. And again, I would, if I was in anybody's situation right now, I would call right this second and let them know that you're having a hard time keeping up with bills because of the current situation, either job loss or maybe not feeling well or a number of reasons. Yeah, go ahead.
So allow me to just recap the two key takeaways we've established so far. Takeaway number one, forbearance is not forgiveness. You will owe this money, whether it's in 3 months, in 6 months, in 5 years, in 10 years, you're going to owe this money. Number two, if you are one of those people that misunderstood when the law went into effect and thought that this happens automatically and did nothing and just started missing payments, you must contact your lender immediately and let them know that you're in forbearance, because if you don't, then you might have some issues.
100%. If you really need to exercise forbearance, you cannot just decide to stop making payments. You must notify your mortgage servicer and agree to forbearance terms. Bottom line.
Russ, I thank you so much for being with us today. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we end this session?
Yes, I want to wish everybody well. I want to wish everybody stay healthy and safe. And by all means, post your comments below in our post. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Or if you choose to contact me in any form, text, email, telephone number. It's also going to be posted in our broadcast. I'll be more than happy to answer. I'll be more than happy to help. And once again, thank you for having me. And I hope I was able to explain forbearance a little bit better than everybody were assuming.
Guys, if you find our video informative, if it added value to your life and you feel that it might help someone else understand forbearance a little better, please share the video, like, comment. We're always available to answer any questions that you have. If you have an interesting topic you'd like us to discuss in our next segment, feel free to put it in the comments and we'll definitely look through it. Have a great day, stay safe, and remain healthy.